Good Friday morning to you. It is Friday, November 7th. Um, Typical November morning. I went out and fed this morning. It was nice and cool out there. Man, I've said it a bunch of times. I love this time of year. We have so much of the year here in Texas where the heat's just stifling. You step outside and man, it'll just suck your air out of you first thing in the morning. Or there's those mornings when it's so humid. We have a saying here that first thing in the morning your feet get wet, and then pretty quick after that it's your butt that's wet because you're sweating. But this time of year, man, it sure is nice. And then during the day, of course, it'll warm up. We seem to get a lot more done, and it's just a lot nicer. Let's get into it. Jesus Calling for November the 7th. Worship me in the beauty of holiness. All true beauty reflects some of who I am. I'm working my ways in you, the divine artist creating loveliness within your being. My main work is to clear out debris and clutter, making room for my spirit to take full possession. Collaborate with me in this effort by being willing to let go of anything I choose to take away. I know what you need, and I have promised to provide all of that abundantly. I'm often reminded when they talk about in the devotional or when you see it in the Bible or when you see it anywhere really in society about the word beauty. The things that I find really pretty. For me, a prickly pear blossom. I think that's the prettiest flower there is. I like to see good dogs work. I like to see a good horse work. I like to see somebody that's really good at something they do. You take a guy like Joseph Harrison. I could watch him heal all day. Guy's really good at what he does, and I think that perfection in your craft is maybe the strongest form of beauty in my opinion. And there's a lot of other ways that people see beauty, but you know, a morning like this, when you're out plumb away from the noises of any town, you know, around some cows or around your horses, or that's just where I see the most true beauty in our world. Possibly, I guess, nature is what you'd say. I'm also a big fan of that. The things that I notice as I get older, just little stuff. It's a lot more kind of like stop and smell the roses, but I'll see small things that remind me that there definitely is a God. Kind of like that flower growing out of the sidewalk crack. Throughout your day, you will see things that if you're honest, you say, wow, that don't happen without a God. And I think that becomes more important to me as I age, seeing those things and recognizing them for what they are. Your sense of security must not rest in your possessions or in things going your way. I'm training you to depend on me alone, finding fulfillment in my presence. This entails being satisfied with much or little, accepting either as my will for the moment. Instead of grasping and controlling, you're learning to release and receive. Cultivate this receptive stance by trusting me in every situation. I'll give you, for instance, as much overhead as we operate with all the time. I mean, we've got trucks and trailers and men going different directions any particular morning. Money is always a thought. It's always a thought. In fact, I tell people, man, waking up one morning without the worry of money sure would be a blessing. Well, there's two ways of looking at that. If you didn't have anything going on, you certainly wouldn't have to worry about money. Of course, there's the other way, big lotto winner or whatever you want to think about. But I saw, particularly late this summer and early this fall, a post that a lot of people were sharing on social media that said, how blessed am I to have the problems today that I prayed for yesterday? And that helped me a lot. Because quite honestly, when financial woes come, or problems come within your day, they're going to pass. Don't be like I always was and just have a meltdown in the moment and make the entire day, worse. Just a little bit of this peace, just a little bit of the love and forgiveness that comes with it. It's pretty easy to sell if you can use it, and we all can use it. There's not a person in the world that can't use it. And I know that bringing selling into it is I'm sure the wrong way of doing it, but this day and age, the way it looks to me is you take away the big time evangelists that are just making bukus of money and don't even discuss them. All right, our public that doesn't know God, that might wander in that church the first time, a good pastor, if he doesn't realize that he's selling what God has to give away. All he's selling is the idea. Open your mind, open your heart, and receive something that's free. It doesn't cost you anything to buy into it. He's selling the idea. He's selling the thought. And I'm sorry, but that's the way society is this day and age. And the really good pastors, they do a great job of that. They do a great job of showing that peace and love and joy and forgiveness that God gives us, and showing by their presentation what God has to offer. And if my generalization of that is too awkward for some of you, well, I apologize, but that just seems the way it is to me. And it's easier when I can compute something the way my mind works. The scripture it gives this morning for the devotional, Psalm 29:2, Psalm 27:4, and Psalm 52:8. Your joy comes first thing in the morning. Put some love, some kindness, some peace with it. Take it with you through your day. Share it with somebody that might need it. And remember, even if you're not catching on with the idea of what you're selling, you're representing something a lot bigger. And you may be the only Bible a person ever reads. So act accordingly. Y'all have a great day.